Sue, thank you very much. Wonderful introduction. Couldn't have been more creative if I'd have sat there and slaved over my laptop for hours. Beautifully captured my background and what I want to accomplish tonight. Welcome to this brief little workshop on improv. Now, I understand from Marjane that many of you have done some improv, or you've tried to do improv in the meeting from time to time, and it sometimes is good, sometimes it's not. I want to encourage you to keep doing improv. I remember as though it were yesterday. I was sitting there in the theater on 17th Avenue in Denver. There were 6 of us, and we all had signed up for comedy improvisation. It's better than therapy, taught by a fellow named Bob Wells. It turns out Bob Wells is a pioneer in Denver. He formed the first improv group that performed in theaters around the town. It's called Chicken Lips. Bob came on and he started working with us on different types of improv and exercises without a lot of criticism, without a lot of encouragement, well, with a lot of encouragement and a lot of laughter. And that started my journey. I want to learn more and more about improv because to me, the fundamental aspects of successful improv are, 1, that you listen first, 2, that you speak in the moment, and thirdly, you always make your team look good. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that's a pretty encompassing philosophy for life. If we can do all that, we're having a pretty good day. So I continued with improv, and I continue to this day doing whenever I can. I did, as Sue mentioned in my introduction, I did a lot of sort of emergency workshops for the Toastmasters out here in Colorado. One time there was a district governor who had lost their opening program for the first night of the district conference. And I happened to be in the club she belonged to, and she came to me and said, "Are you able to do an improv show?" Well, the district meeting was in 2 weeks. And with a lot of help from a lot of friends in the club, we became a team and we put on a great, entertaining program. People came up afterwards and wanted to know, what were all those things we did? What were all those exercises? They thought they were great. Improv is fun, but it's also challenging in some degrees. I think what I'd like to do in a few minutes I have left, I got 10 minutes, I think, or something, is give you just a flavor for some of the things I think improv does very well. One is a vocal warm-up and a physical emotional energizer. One of the things that you need to do in improv is get your voice and get your energy up. One of the ways we do that is as a team. Can everybody hear my voice? On the count of 3, we're going to all begin by saying the words, many men, many men, many men, many men, many men, just like strumming a guitar as much as we can. Many men, many men, many men, many men. We're going to do it though to the rhythm, the theme of the William Tell Overture. Or if you don't quite sure what that is, if you knew Lone Ranger in the 50s, that's who we're doing it. So it sounds a little like this. Many men, many men, many men, 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 many men, many men, many men, men, men. So on the count of 3, let's all jump in and give it a whirl. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Many men,
many men, many men, many men, 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 many men, many men, many men, 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 many men, many men, many men, 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 many men.
And stop. Well, thank you. You are definitely on your way. So I'm going to continue with maybe one more warm up. And this time it's going to be just a demonstration. And if anybody else wants to try it, they can. It's called Introduction with an Article. And basically what you do is you introduce yourself as something that's nearby. And it just so happens on my desk, I've got this whiteboard marker. So let me introduce my whiteboard marker. Hi there, my name's Dry Erase Marker, and I belong to the guy behind me, Ray Mohr. He loves my whiteboard, loves me because I get to go along with different meetings he goes to, and I help him make clear ideas on whiteboards and flip charts as to what he's trying to say. He always takes me with him. I'm his whiteboard marker. So that's a way to introduce yourself. Anyone want to try that?
Ray, Paula does. Paula Suma.
All right. Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I am this big pad of paper, and I belong to Paula. I am always by her side wherever she goes. When Paula has something funny or sees something funny, she writes it down on me. When Paula hears something that she thinks would make a good speech at some point, she writes it down on me. I am a pad full of interesting facts and tips and ideas and observations that Paula has throughout her daily life. I wish that I had other brothers and sisters because I'm really getting full and I need more space.
Great. Very good, Paula. Anybody else want to do it? Then we need to move on. So you get the idea. It's just basically a fun way to introduce yourself. And you can lead any group in doing this. Try this at work one day. No one wants to do it. I've got another.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, I have a report here. This is Alex's former boss's report, and it's full of little. I'm full of little colorful things where my owner has placed things that are relevant, particularly like a page where there's like 200 carbon dates that are relevant to a chronology that Alex likes a lot and is trying to figure out. And I'm not very colorful, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense why they made this color on me, but it still works. And I got nice maps inside, which you can't see because of the algorithm, but it works great. I have lots of information, and Alex kind of hates it a little bit because he worked on this project a lot, and he thinks he could have done better. So that's the report.
Great. Nice going. Good job. I like that.
It's kind of hard because it's not a thing.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Got about 5 or 6 minutes yet. I want to do a couple of exercises, mainly focusing on storytelling. If you ever buy an improv book like this one, or many of the others that you can buy in Amazon, there is literally hundreds of pages of improv games that you can do and you can modify. There's nothing sealed in concrete about the exercises. You can change anything, anytime. It's totally flexible. But I do want to focus on storytelling. I know we're going to be telling some tall tales in your contest in a moment. I'm anxious to stay and listen to that. But one of the ways that we learn how to tell stories well is to work with others. And the first thing I would like to do is do an exercise called Word at a Time Story. So I will need a couple of volunteers to help me. And I've got a list here I started. Francine and Fred, are you up for doing this?
I'm timing.
I think
Right.
Terry could help. Terry Wells, Francine, Terry Wells. Wait, I'm just kind of watching the screen for you.
Okay, Francine and Terry?
Would you like
Hi.
one more?
Yeah, one more.
All right, let's get somebody in here. How about William? So Francine, Terry, and William.
Okay.
And we're gonna get them spotlighted up here.
The three of them are.
All right, so in that order, Francine, Terry, and William.
And Terry, you are number one. William, you will be number two. And Francine, you will be number three, and I will start. We're going to tell a story, the four of us, about a topic that we'll maybe ask Marjane to give us, a topic that we'd never thought about before, and probably no one has ever wrote a story about, but we'll try it. And we're going to do it, though, one word at a time. So it's going to be like we did back in second grade. And by the way, I tell stories to second graders, and they love this story word at a time game. You tell a story, one word, but it has to be a story. You can't just toss in a word. You got to, I went down to the market and all that. So we're going to, then the important thing about storytelling and this game is that you try and be as fast as you can. In other words, if you're just thinking for a word, thinking about a word, we're all waiting on idle. So just be as quick as you can, right in the moment, and you'll have a sense in your own experience what improv is all about. So Marjane, can you shout out a topic or a title for us?
Topic or a title? Oh,
A topic.
travel.
Travel, wonderful. This is a story about travel, folks. And we're going to tell you this story from the perspective of all the participants who took the trip. It's our travel to Europe.
Oh,
Okay. We
took
Oh,
William?
it's my turn, isn't it? Okay. We took a
Vacation.
down
to
the
Keys.
where
we
hitched
A
big
truck
to
A
boat
on
the
tailgate.
so
we
went
Fishing.
and
caught
5
Huge.
sardines
and
then
Cooked.
the
fish
on
A
pizza
but
there
pizza.
what
was
horrible.
because
speeding. Great story. So that's how a word at a time story works. And you probably all have done that from time to time. Thank you very much. We'll give you all a big send off, a big round of applause. Thanks again so much. How much more time do I
About a
have?
minute, Ray, minute and a half.
Okay, well then we'll skip the next exercise. I was going to do a game called What Happens Next, is where we do this. Someone starts a story and then someone ask what happens next, and that person takes over. Anyway, lots and lots of games involve stories, involve songs, involve poetry, everything you can imagine in what we do, our lives, is improv. But basically, remember this: improv is really our life. Do you ever wake up in the morning and someone runs in and hands you your script saying, this is what you're going to do today? No. You get up and you struggle to the bathroom, scratch the sleep out of your eyes and say, what am I going to do today? And you improv it the whole way. Now you can be creative and energetic and have fun, or you can be down and depressed. It's always your choice. And with that, I will turn the control of this meeting back to our Toastmaster. And I want to thank you for inviting me here to think about the idea of improv and what we can do with it, all the possibilities. Madam MC, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ray. Those were some great improv suggestions, and I think we're all going to look forward to trying, because we do have an improv session each week we all call Table Topics. Before we continue, we do have a word of the day, or a funny word, and today that's March